joined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with a few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're drive-in theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everybody. It is another Monday night. It is 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. It is August 12th, 2024, and we are broadcasting live. This is the Drive-In Speaker Box Podcast. I'm your host, Bo, the Boom Operator.
I'm Slick Doggy the Grip.
And welcome back, or welcome to it, depending on if you've never seen or heard us before. If you are new or just resubbing like Vince on Twitch just did, thanks for that resub. That is a 37-month streak of subs. Man, that it's something to be jealous about. If you want to jump in to the Twitch and be a part of that fun, we just got done with the Twitch pre-show. It's an extra half hour of the show that is just for you guys over on Twitch, so that's the fun ways to do it. But you can always just like and subscribe wherever it is it is convenient for you, because that's what it's about, making it easy for y'all, right? You know, we don't want to inconvenience you guys with our entire life that we dedicate to learning about movies and having studio time and building this out and learning how to stream and taking notes and doing all of these things and spending our money to go to the movies just so we could be an inconvenience to wherever it is that you like to listen to us. So
That's a lot like bitching.
No, support your local content creators, guys. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, welcome to the show. Evening, Merle, over on Twitch. Good to see you. And everybody out there in the other world, welcome to the show. We saw Borderlands.
We did.
We did see Borderlands.
It's a movie that we both watched.
As the title of the show, this week's episode may be alluded to. We're going to be reviewing that at the review portion of the show, which is not quite yet, but we are going to get there right after we hit some news and new releases. So you want to jump into some news, Jay?
Yeah.
All right, well, I saw you had your notebook.
Oh, man. I do.
So do we want to start with D23 and just get it out of the way?
We can. There's a whole lot of
there is
D23 nonsense.
And for those of you that maybe don't know what D23 is, because Comic-Con isn't enough of a nerdy gathering and Disney doesn't like to play, they've been doing their own Comic-Con now because they pretty much own all the nerdy properties now, and it's called D23 this year.
They get to have their big stuff at Comic-Con, and then they get to have more of their big stuff at their own thing.
So they save some of their trailers and teasers to get everybody's nerd panties and a monster wad for D23, which they did drop a lot of crazy trailers. Toy Story 5.
Well, we didn't get a trailer, but we got the
plot,
little preview and plot. Yeah, it's the toys competing against tablets.
Yeah, which actually is kind of cool. I mean, I'm okay with that.
So they're vying for the attention of the tablets.
Yeah, poor Andy's just sitting there on his...
Well, not Andy anymore. Andy grew up. It's the...
Well, I know, but Andy's just in VR world, watching VR Pornhub now, and it's why would he play with his toy? It's a different toy now. That's Toy Story After Dark.
Okay. Well, yeah. Toy Story 5 is...
That's a different Buzz.
Set to be a thing.
Buzz Lightyear. They're like, oh, it's Buzz Lightyear.
Wow.
No, come on. Dude, why has there not been a Toy Story parody? A CGI, high-budget Toy Story... Dude, there's a snake in my pants.
There's that hot dog movie. What was the...
That's not Toy Story related.
Kinda.
No, it was called Sausage Party.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you think that just the jokes they write themselves? Oh my God.
It's probably out there.
Okay. Anyway,
I bet it's on E-Bombs or something. Yeah, we got that trailers that we got too. We got the Moana 2 trailer.
We did.
It's a thing.
Avatar 3.
was a trailer wasn't released.
Well, they
for
were
that.
talking about like what is the name? It's officially
Fire and Ash. Yeah. And it's going to introduce the Fire Tribe. So they're getting all the elements in. You know, they got the forest and the water, and now they got the fire. So Avatar, that was the James Cameron creation, is becoming
heavy.
the Nickelodeon, not anime, the Nickelodeon cartoon that is not anime, people.
Which from the producers, like not the same studio, but some of the same creative minds, the Legend of the Dragon Prince or whatever that's on Netflix, a new season of that just dropped. So if you do like Avatar and things like the Last Airbender cartoon, there's a new season of Dragon Prince that's out there for you.
Velvet Santa said that Mad TV did do that.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, Mad TV.
We also got there was like a sizzle reel with little peaks that everyone's just been analyzing because someone secret recorded the video of the sizzle reel
That we're gonna just get leaked on the internet next week anyway.
They're gonna give it to us anyhow. But apparently you get to see like Florence Pugh as Black Widow. So they're renewing. She's going to be the Black Widow since they killed their regular one. So that's there for the Thunderbolts. There was a couple other things in that. You got to see some of the stuff from the trailers that they were showing at this, including the Snow White teaser. We got the live action Snow White teaser. It looks like the dwarves might be CGI. You only saw a glimpse of a hand. There was fingers, and they were CGI, and you got to see like deer that had like glowing evil red eyes, but then they step out of the shadows and they're friendly. So you got to see the Snow White stuff. You got to see her sitting in the forest glade, and the animals approaching her and her holding her hand out, and then you see Gal Gadot becoming the evil queen and handing Snow White an apple. Yeah, and her reaching out for it. So that's there. They play classic animated Snow White music to try and make you
remember to spend your money.
Yeah, to try and trick you there.
Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Yeah, that's going to be a thing. Apparently, it's already been filming for several weeks.
Space Western.
Yeah, so that's going to be a thing.
And 100 new Star Wars shows that I don't give a shit about, so we're not going to talk about it.
Well, and talking Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, we got a new still from the Fantastic Four movie of Sue Richards with a baby. And it's been speculated here for a while that Franklin Richards...
Little Richard?
Ow! No, that'd be funny. But Franklin Richards is going to be in the movie. And the movie is called Fantastic Four First Steps. So it's most likely about babies. So it's going to be a well-established Fantastic Four already. They're going to be like that fighting team. It's already set.
Yeah.
I guess we're not getting origins and
Good.
stuff, which is
We've
fine.
already had 2 of those.
Yeah, we don't need them. But most likely Franklin Richards, which if Franklin Richards is brought into the MCU, no one else matters anymore. I guess they might be trying to replace Miss Marvel then.
Yes.
As like their
I read that
their
they're
big.
not putting any more stock into that.
Yeah, well, because what's her name? She did a good job of just pissing off everyone she could.
Yeah.
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
She upset everyone on set. She upset everyone behind the scenes. She upset all the fans. She acts like cardboard. Franklin Richards will be there, and he'll be like the most unstoppable force in the galaxy. That'll be kind of cool. Speaking of superheroes, Incredibles 3 is in development.
Yep. And who was at the helm of that one? It was
some lady. I can't remember.
Brad Bird.
Oh.
Yeah, Brad Bird developing
What
Incredibles.
was the name that I read on it then? There was some name.
Somebody cool and important.
It really doesn't matter.
It's happening.
It's Disney. It's just
money.
a thing.
Oh, and Tron with the 9 Inch Nails soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Tron 3, which is
Soundtrack
called Ares.
The movie.
Tron Ares.
And what it's interesting is because Trent Reznor is bringing back the 9 Inch Nails moniker, right? Because Trent Reznor hasn't recorded under 9 Inch Nails in a while. It's just been he records under Trent Reznor. But being 9 Inch Nails, that's kind of cool, man. I like 9 Inch Nails. I like Trent Reznor. I think that I mean, that got me sold. I'm like, all right, I'll go see this movie because it's going to be music video of the movie. And if you've got a good album to go along with it, I mean, it's not going to be Daft Punk, obvi, but I think.
Well,
it's gonna
this
be
one,
cool.
I guess, is supposed to take place in the real world because the last one ended with old dude and chick
Flan.
on the motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
And
Flynn's
going into the real world. Jeff Bridges is coming back for this one.
Oh, word.
Again, whether he's CGI or not. But it's Jared Leto and him, I guess, are the main characters in this because Jared Leto's character is trying to find permanence in the real world. So
Why?
It might
Why, you stupid computer programs? This place sucks.
It might just be big turds. Talking computers and CGI, there's a new Pixar movie that was talked about at D23 called Hoppers, which is like a body swap comedy, animated comedy with John Hamm in it.
I don't think I caught that one.
Yeah, like some guy is in animal's body that he's like in a beaver body or something. Who knows?
I see what you're looking at there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be goofy and dumb. Freaky Friday 2 got its title, and you'll never guess what it is.
Something stupid.
Freakier Friday.
What?
Go figure. And they're
No,
releasing little
really?
details about that here and there for all the people that are excited about a sequel to that movie.
A sequel to a remake.
There was some concept art for Frozen 3 released at
Yeah,
D23.
I saw the Frozen 3 stuff.
And I guess the whoever's in charge of that also kind of was like, by the way, who knows? There might be a Frozen 4.
As long as you keep throwing millions of dollars at it.
Yep. And then we got a CGI Stitch reveal for the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Don't want it. Don't want it.
There's already people online that are giving it the Sonic treatment, and they're editing it just a little bit to make it look more like
Lilo.
Animated Stitch, like, fixing his ears and doing stuff to make him look more like the cartoon. The only thing is with the CGI Stitch, the voice and stuff just doesn't fit as well.
Just don't.
It doesn't work as well as it does for the cartoon.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone does. So mixed reviews there, and then the last bit of D23 right here, I think that matters, is that we got a full Mufasa trailer, and apparently Scar was just a kind little helpful lion named Taka, and it was his pride that adopted Mufasa. They're not real brothers. They're just friends. And so it undoes all of the real tragedy of the original Lion King in that Scar and Mufasa aren't actually related. They're just
homies,
buddies from way back, and something went wrong. So all of the talk of like brother and the trust there and all of that is kind of
weakened just a little bit.
Yeah, just that whole thread was just pulled.
Are they trying to
apart
make it to where it's like, it's not so, he didn't kill his brother, he just killed this dude.
Yeah,
that's not so bad.
Yeah, so we'll probably see the origin of Scar's Scar and why they call him Scar.
And then they'll turn it into a musical where Scar's really not the bad guy, and it'll be like.
I'm pretty
Wicked.
sure they already had an animated prequel to The Lion King with Scar and Mufasa, though. I think that's already a thing, and they called him Scar in that too, right? Like they just bullied.
Well, he probably had to have a name before he got the scar, right? He wasn't born with it.
Who knows? Who's to say?
It was a self-fulfilling prophecy of a name. And they're like, we named this kid Scar, so eventually it's bound to happen.
Maybe lions don't get named when they're babies, but they get named as they kind of develop a little bit. Yeah, who knows? Anyhow, I guess that doesn't make sense when they name him Simba, but who cares? It clearly doesn't matter to anyone at Disney.
No, nothing matters except money.
Yeah, so that trailer is a thing that exists out there, and Did you see anything different from D23 that I missed?
I mean,
right
I
there?
just skimmed
Worth
a lot of
talking about?
D23. You know, I mean, it's all whatever. I mean, news that I thought was interesting. It's not Disney. It's Universal related. James Wan is now officially greenlit, teaming up with Universal Studios to remake one of my favorites, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's pretty cool. An iconic character. Everybody's like, one of the greatest horror movies of all time. And I'm like, have you watched that movie lately? It's not the greatest horror movie of all time, but is one of the most iconic character designs of all time. The movie's not scary at all. It's not even that good. But it is, the character, like the creature is so well designed. It's so freaking cool. That
But with James Wan doing it, it's just
he did Swamp Thing, the TV show, and did a pretty fucking good job with it.
But didn't he also do like the Conjuring and Abigail and?
Well, the first ones, not like he did the first Conjuring. He did the first what is it, the shh, don't speak, or not or silent something or with a doll was really good. But he usually does like part ones, and then after that somebody else just messes it all up.
There was the Don't Breathe with the blind dude.
Yeah, that was a different.
Cool.
That
those
is
two
good.
movies are cool.
Those two, they are good. But yeah, I'm excited about this because Creature from the Black Lagoon is really rad, and I may or may not. Hey, spoiler alert! For those of you that are just listening to the Drive-In Speaker Box, I'm going to reward my fans. There's going to be a large Creature from the Black Lagoon presence at Nightmare on Block Street this year. So that's going to be cool.
That'll be cool with the pinball machine right next
Yeah,
to it.
exactly. Move your car. Such a good machine. Twisters now on VOD. You can watch Twisters at home.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, this week.
Yeah, as of tomorrow. And just like with Fall Guy, it's including deleted scenes. So if you watch it at home on VOD, you get more than what you got in the theater, which includes not only deleted scenes, but also a gag reel.
Oh,
so
that's fun.
For all of the hilarious misfortune that
people
or
on set
antics
hate.
that happen on set of filming a movie about tornadoes.
We've talked about this before where the crew hates blooper reels. Like, we hate that. Obviously, audiences love blooper reels because they're like, they're funny and real humans just like me. And but in the reality, those long blooper reels, if you're working on set at the end of like an 18-hour day and some asshole like celebrity that's only been on set for like an hour for their scene is like, I'm gonna be funny for like the next 16 takes of this one scene, and we're like, you know what? Can we move along? Can we wrap this thing up? Like, this isn't funny.
I wonder how much money it costs every time someone's a goof.
Duh.
Burt Reynolds loved blooper reels. I'm sure. You know what, too? Another one coming to VOD here is Furiosa. But rather than pay for it VOD, it will be streaming on Max.
Oh, okay.
Starting on the 16th.
All right.
So here much later in the week. Today's the 12th. What's that, Friday then? Yeah, you can watch Furiosa at home via Max.
All right.
Velvet says Max can burn in hell.
Yeah, some of our viewers don't like Max.
Well, something that also happened this past week that I'm just reminded about now that I forgot to write down. Everything Cartoon Network.
The Cartoon Network website just
has
removed.
been moved to Max. It's migrating to Max. I think Max will soon probably be the home for everything WB / Turner or whatever.
Universal constant in the world has been what was it? The Space Jam website. Wait, is it now New Legacy? Where's the old Space Jam?
96 website.
Okay, yes. I'm like, they still have the Space Jam website. You know, thank God that there's one universal constant on the internet, and Space Jam. Well, it was spacejam.com for the longest time, but now it's spacejam.com/1996, and they still have, it's all in HTML frames, the original movie website. So good if you've never, and if you're watching our live stream.
Wow, this was like a professionally made website paid for by Warner Brothers.
By Warner Brothers, 1996. HTML frames. You can go down to the souvenirs, just what you've been waiting for. Junk jam galore, come nuts, take it all.
Wow, it's so hard to read that text.
Because that background, the press box shuttle, no Space Jam's New the Movement, go back to the homepage, like Planet B-Ball. Yeah, the 1996 Space Jam website, still out there, still maintained. Such a great.
Is there a game to play on there? In the 90s, there was always some sort of game to play so that you could get the kids all jazzed about.
Jump Station. No, that's a web brain with links. The Lineup. Junior Jam. I think they've taken some. Oh, kids. Click on the different pages of the picture of love for fun and games. Yeah, here you go. Look at these neat things to look at. Like, yeah. Space Jam website, y'all.
Well, how about it?
And if you're tuning into the live stream, you could actually watch us navigate that. So there you go.
I don't care if they have the actual biblical rapture. Have that damn Hulu Disney Max bundle. I need to see about the Hulu Disney / Max bundle. I think it's actually cheaper than what I'm paying for Hulu and Max right now. Which I got rid of Disney because I had the Disney Hulu ESPN bundle only because it was cheaper to have Hulu with that bundle than it was to not. But I never used Disney. I've absolutely never used ESPN, so I dropped all of it just to have Hulu, and now this is out, so I need to do that because I was already paying for 2 of them, and it will cost less to bounce the 3. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dina's saying the same thing. I need to do it just because it's cheaper to have that for Hulu and Max than it is to not have Disney.
Got them.
They're finding ways to force you into having Disney.
That's how I got AMC Plus, because they were like, oh, well, you got to bundle this with this and you'll get AMC Plus. And I'm like, well, I just want to watch Interview with a Vampire. That's all I want.
You just got to do like Vince used to warn us about how all the stream, like, hey, HBO is going to cost this much. Hey, it's going to cost this much. Because yeah, the on those bundles they get you, like the whole reason I had Hulu was to have it with live TV, and then they just kept bringing it back and bringing it back. You got less, but you paid more.
Yep.
And then they started adding in commercials to my paid non-commercial thing, and their digital DVR did not actually record. Like the whole reason I had it was to watch Monday Night Raw. But the digital DVR would only give me the 2-hour cut down version instead of the 3 hours that I told it to record. So all the good matches were cut out, or you'd only get half of them. Trash. You know what? Talking about technology, or no, WB. Let's keep talking about WB. They look like they're shelving another movie to go along with Wile E. Coyote and Batgirl. There is a chance that their R-rated animation Fixed by Gendy Tartakovsky. It's about a dog's last day before his family has his nutsack cut open.
Oh.
So it's called Fixed. WB's given up on it. Right now it's in possession of Sony, who is trying to find someone to sell it to distribute the film. It does not look good for it. And if that's not something where they find soon, they're going to shelve it, just like Wile E. Coyote and Batgirl.
No, I want the
Which I saw that movie. WB had like a $10 billion loss in like the last quarter or something crazy.
But I'm sure it was just a tax write-off.
Yeah, who knows?
So they paid no taxes this year. Oh, just like Apple and Amazon and all these places that don't pay taxes.
Yeah. But going back to that pitfalls of technology thing, James Cameron said that he is currently writing a new Terminator project, but it is top secret.
It's probably top secret because it's not going to be good.
Well, James Cameron is the one writing this one.
I know, but he's also writing Avatar Ash and Trey or whatever it's going to be called. Like, get out of here.
But one of the interesting things on that, and when he talked about this, saying that he has a new Terminator project, is they asked him about Terminator Zero, the animation on Netflix, and he was kind of like, I'm not involved in it. I don't have anything to do with it. It's kind of cool sometimes to see ideas that people take and where they take Terminator, bringing their own point of view to it and stuff like that. And every now and then they hit on things that I thought about independently but never really put to film, and that can be kind of cool. But in that, he mentions a lot about Sarah Connor, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. And he was like, just like with Sarah Connor Chronicles, they did some cool stuff. I liked what they were doing a lot of the time, and they hit on some ideas that I had. even if it's not my vision or like things that I would have done, but some stuff is kind of cool. So it sounded like Sarah Connor Chronicles was kind of getting a thumbs up from James Cameron, which I think is cool because I really liked that show. It ended too soon. We didn't get enough of it. But yeah, man, new Terminator from James Cameron. That might be cool. Maybe. I hope. Please give me another good Terminator if you insist on making more Terminators.
Please.
And then more scary stuff. Crawl. The movie about alligators that Sam Raimi did.
Yeah.
It's getting a sequel, but it's set in New York City.
Okay.
Is it like the offspring
It
of the
comes through
Lake
the
Placid?
sewer and the
Yeah.
and the
Crocodiles in the
and the sewer and the subways and the yeah.
How about it?
Well, yeah. Do we want to hit the new releases? Speaking of stuff that's coming out.
Last thing here is a new release of last week, and we'll probably talk more about it when we get to the box office roundup. But did you see that It Ends With Us made like 3 times its budget in 3 days?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good for that movie.
Well, celebrities, man.
Yeah, Velvet Santa says, New York City.
Get a rope.
Yeah. So, yeah, I bet you're probably right about the alligators in the sewer, because it says it's not a direct sequel. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with the characters from the first movie or anything like that. It's its own deal. So, there you go.
Well, okay. Well, all that news behind us. There are movies that are coming out in theaters this weekend. We do have new releases coming out this weekend, August 16th, 2024. There are a couple of big ones hitting there. Where we're gonna get to the bigger ones in a moment, but we'll start with the small ones. There's a pretty small coming direct to theaters for probably just this weekend. Ryan's World, the movie, obviously a children's film. If you are familiar with Ryan's World, or your kids are familiar with Ryan's World, it's getting the movie treatment. It's coming out this weekend. Also,
is it kind of like Bobby's World?
I mean, it looks a lot like Bobby's World, yeah. My Penguin Friend from director David Sherman, that is starring Jean Reno, who I really like. Very, very cool French actor there. It's inspired actually by a true story, an adventure about a lost penguin who, people love penguins, rescued from an oil spill, transforming the life of this heartbroken old fisherman played by Jean Reno. And they become unlikely friends, but then the penguin like leaves, but then returns and becomes like, you know, a sensation. And it looks like a heartwarming, you know, man and animal friendship film. And Jean Reno is cool. So I mean, not normally the kind of movie I'd go see, but I like supporting actors that I like. Also coming out, a thriller from director Austin Peters, starring the one and only Elizabeth Banks and Nathan Fillion. Also really cool people. Lewis Pullman, who has been making some waves in the that show on Amazon Prime that just got canceled. The outer range, outer whatever. Who are we pointing at here?
John Billingsley.
Oh yeah, John Billingsley. Man.
Since we were talking about Star Trek,
yeah.
Dr. Phlox.
There is Dr. Phlox right there. But they're all in this movie called Skincare. And it's about his famed esthetician, a skincare business facing sabotage when rival Angel Vergara opens up a boutique across the street. Aided by her friend Jordan, Hope seeks to uncover who's trying to ruin her reputation. This is an IFC film release. It is rated R, and it's Elizabeth Banks is really cool, and so is Nathan Fillion. Like, I think that this movie could be pretty interesting. Let's see, Zimmerhammer over on Twitch just said that Bike Riders is free on Peacock right now, and that he watched it last night. You reviewed that several episodes back. You can check out a review there if you rewind. But also coming out, some Olive Branch films coming out from Focus Features, getting a lot of traction at the film festival circuit, but written and directed by Sean Wang. It is called Didi. It is a kind of a coming-of-age story set in 2008 during the last month of summer before high school. A 13-year-old Taiwanese-American boy learns what his family cannot teach him, and it's how to just be a teenage kid, man. And it
people making nostalgia films about
2008.
2008. I'm the oldest boy in the world.
But did really well at Sundance. I've seen the trailer a few times. It actually looks very good, and I hope that we get it around here. I'd like to check it out. So those are all your kind of limited release movies. Make way for Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus, the big motion picture release of the week, going to be hitting theaters nationwide. Fede Alvarez, everybody's talked about, like, oh my God, it's going to be scary for once. You know, we've talked about it here on the show, leaning into practical effects, leaning into the classic formula of what makes Alien.
Say, what do you mean for once? Original Alien's pretty creepy.
Well, I mean, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since Alien was creepy. And honestly, this just looks like a reboot of what the first movie was, but not a reboot. You know, it's weird when you see these movies that take the exact same story, the exact same hero archetype, the exact same pacing and enemy and conclusion. I mean, I think there's even a fucking cat in this one. You know, it's like, come on. But it still looks like it's going to be pretty good. The trailers look pretty good. You don't like scary movies, though.
I don't like scary movies. I do like Alien, but, you know, there has not been anything good in Alien stuff.
It's been a minute.
I mean,
it's been a minute. Prometheus wasn't great.
Aliens, both of those are really good.
Fantastic.
AVP is...
Oh, you're skipping Resurrection.
Meh. It's not good, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's weird.
AVP had cool alien stuff. The whole thing about, like,
great.
the final girl bit where the Predator's, like, Nux. Yeah. Have a weapon in the mask.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was so dumb. And she just, like, stood tall in Antarctica after she, like, slayed all the stuff and the Predators got whooped. And out of all the Predators, it was this, like, one human lady left standing. No. Get the hell out of here with that. That's garbage. But the alien parts of that movie were pretty cool. Like the whole, like, they used Earth as the hunting grounds, and the pyramid was like the alien base, and the Predators and all that stuff. That was cool. All that stuff was cool.
But the overall movie wasn't.
The overall movie sucked. But yeah. But
and what do you think about Covenant? Alien Covenant. And that was like the sequel to Prometheus, wasn't it?
Oh, that's the one, because Prometheus is where you saw Fassbender start to be, like, evil, but Covenant had, like, a different Fassbender, because
Because they were just clones.
Well, they were androids. All the androids were just the same model.
And they were, like, because
it wasn't where Frodo, because Frodo was the android in the first one.
That's where the Blade Runner and Alien crossover happens, because they're, like, Weyland Yutani Corp, you know, that make the replicants. And so, yeah,
I'm having trouble separating all, like, 3 of the new Alien movies in my mind right now, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and they all kind of.
I didn't watch the one that had Dana McBride in it.
That was the very last one.
The most
that was,
recent
I think, Covenant.
One. No,
was there another one?
Yeah, there was another one. Because there was the one where the girl is in, like, the tube, and she cuts the chest burster out of herself, and it gets, like, she traps it in that tube thing.
I think that was...
there was Prometheus and Covenant.
Romulus is the new one. Covenant was the last one, 2017. Prometheus was 2012, and Resurrection was 97. And then you got Alien versus Predator, and then Alien versus Predator.
So Covenant was the one that did have...
Yes. And that one was directed by Ridley Scott again. Prometheus and Covenant were Ridley Scott returning to the helm, and they weren't great.
It doesn't matter. They're dumb.
Yeah, they weren't great. So, yeah. But Ridley Scott is
those are movies that have people running in a straight line away from, like, a big thing falling at them.
Yeah, the big weird ship.
Yeah.
I don't know. Romulus, I'm excited about it. I think we could be set up to just have. It doesn't need to be a lore building, you know, world building, whatever. I think it's going to be a lot of face huggers and a lot of, like, claustrophobic alien killing.
Well, the trailer has lots of face huggers in it.
Oh, the whole advertising campaign is all face hugging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Velvet Santa says popcorn bucket. That's face hugger.
Everything's face hugger.
Yeah.
It's all going
oh,
face
I forgot the
hugger.
trailer has the face hugger, and it like dicks that person in the mouth. It's like, and they're like,
The popcorn bucket is a full like alien head that you peel off the top. It's like a xenomorph, long.
oh, so they got more than one.
Yeah, that's a Regal Cinemas one. Is pretty cool.
Does it have the skull where you can see through and like the
No, it's just a black xenomorph head, and the top is open, and you can put popcorn in
the
the top.
xenomorph stuff where you can see the skulls and stuff on the inside is really cool.
But Alien Romulus is coming out this weekend. I'm definitely gonna go see this. Another secret tip for those of you that live in Northwest Arkansas where we do the show. I'm going to be doing another Alien area for Nightmare on Block Street, so that's going to be fun.
The Nostromo zone from a year or two ago.
The
was
Nostromo,
really
yeah,
cool.
we did it a while back. We're bringing it back, adding some updates. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, but that's what's coming out this week. Alien Romulus. You can look for it. So now we need to tell you about Borderlands. Let's get in it. The movie we saw this week, let's review it. It is that time. We saw Borderlands. It is rated PG-13 from director Eli Roth, co-written by Eli Roth and directed by Eli Roth, and based off a video game of the same name. A video game that I have absolutely zero experience with going in. Did you play any of the Borderlands?
I've played most of the first game.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in it that's broke, so I just kind of got to where I didn't like it and quit at some point.
Okay. Is it a first-person shooter?
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter with like RPG elements. You continuously have to switch your guns and upgrade your shields. You can only carry so many things at a time, and there's areas where your guns do more damage than others, so you have to like level up and progress. It's
Okay.
and the movie has zero to do with the games. As far as the first one goes.
I mean, there's several games. I mean, I don't know where the
there's a
story's
handful
going.
of them.
Well, anyway, there's been some, a lot of backlash about this film. It did not make hardly any money at the box office, despite costing about $115 million production budget with another $17 million advertising budget. That's a lot of money, considering it made less than $10 million at the box office this week.
Dude.
And the cast, I mean, a huge Edgar Ramirez, Kevin Hart, Cate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis. Like it had a cast. Jack Black, what a cast! Holy moly! And this movie left me really confused as to what was going on.
Oh man, yeah. There's it just jumps from here to there and here to there, and you don't get really any explanation. The pacing and the continuity is not there.
Yeah, from Act 1 to Act 3. Actually, I felt like this was a movie in 6 acts because there was so just random shit that was happening.
Like, yeah, it's very much it's the first Guardians of the Galaxy without the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And this shows you that without the soundtrack, it doesn't work.
You need like weird Zeppelin hits and the Eagles, and I bet if they had like some 80s classics, then this movie everybody would have loved this movie if it had like a soundtrack that they could have Guardians of the Galaxy this too.
Yeah, but the team worked like the same, right? There was like powerful alien ladies, a smart person, a big dude, talkative guy,
Cute.
Yeah, like it was all just...
That was a cute, a smart, a sassy, and a strong, and yeah, it's the Guardians formula.
And to the point where at the beginning of the movie, these two people that have nothing to do with each other, know each other, or anything, they just go, "You want to team up?" And they go, that's
why not?
That's their origin story. That's their entire origin. That's how these characters came to be inseparable friends that will stick together through the end for the rest of forever. As he goes, "You want to come with me?"
Okay,
yeah,
better than dying. And yeah, so the movie, like visually, I liked some of the atmosphere building. Like there was a scene where you first get Cate Blanchett's character, and it was very sort of neo-noir and it was like cyberpunk, and it kind of felt cool for a minute. It was like gritty, futuristic cities
until it turned into the half comedy turd,
like in a desert dump. I'm like, okay, I've seen the post-apocalyptic desert dump a whole bunch, and then the they took a long time to get to Jamie Lee Curtis's character, and then it wasn't that big of a boast to the team. Jack Black character could have been scrubbed from that movie, and I would not have been upset about it.
He's a big part of the video games, and they try to be meta with it or whatever, because it's like they do the whole thing of like, we tell you it's annoying so you can't. We know that it's annoying. We made it annoying on purpose. That's the whole point of Claptrap in the games too, is he's overly talkative and he points out that he's annoying, but he's like what helps you through the whole games or whatever. He's like always there.
Yeah, the embodiment tutorial.
Yeah,
right. It's like, oh, just in case you didn't know this, it's this, and yeah, and you didn't need that in the movie. I think I went and just. Jack Black, sometimes. Honestly, the most shocking thing about Borderlands is those of you that watch the Drive-In Speaker Box or listen to us regularly, buckle up for what I'm about to say. One of my favorite parts of the movie was Kevin Hart.
Because he didn't talk much and he wasn't in a lot of it?
And when he was actually playing a role. Yeah. And not just, the role wasn't like, I'm short! Like, like that's his purpose in so many movies, is like screaming loud and being, I'm small and can't do anything.
Yeah, he wasn't screaming loud. He wasn't the comic relief on his own.
And I was like, whoa, Kevin Hart, look at you playing a role.
Apparently, a lot of people don't like that Kevin Hart's in it because his character is a lot different in the games or something like that.
Well, I was like, okay, Kevin Hart did not piss me off on screen as much as, say, Jack Black did. And Cate Blanchett, it was really hard to buy her in a lot of these scenes as like
action
this
star,
super action star, until she went full on Galadriel at the end there, and I'm like, okay, well,
the best parts were the Kevin Hart and the Psycho, right? Like the two guys that were being an action movie.
Yeah.
The rest of it that was being very plastic, acting and not great action scenes, like Cate Blanchett trying to keep her accent, the movie, and trying to be like,
I'm cool, gruff bounty hunter.
Yeah, she acted like she was Zoolander, and like I didn't get it. Jamie Lee Curtis character had autism, very obvious autism. That's not like making a joke. Like they gave the character, she's autistic, right? She doesn't.
She's
get
an
the
autistic
social
scientist.
thing. Yeah. The little girl was terrible.
Yeah, she was annoying.
And the jumping from plot point to plot point just to use them as plot points with very little connective tissues.
Well, and for me, one of the challenging things was, and again, this is because I didn't play the game, but I also think when you're making a film adaptation of something like this, it should appeal to audiences that maybe haven't seen the game too, and it still be at least fun at a surface level. But the tie-in between the first act of the world building and all of a sudden magic space aliens to a portal to some inexplicable antimatter dimension that had no exposition whatsoever except for one sentence in the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the whole point of getting there at the very end of the movie, it all falls apart. None of it makes any sense.
Yeah.
So the point, of course, is that there's someone that's wanting to get into the vault. That's the whole thing in Borderlands, is that there's vault hunters. People are trying to get into this
place that has some secret special shit in it.
And so at the end, not to give anything away too much, but the guy that wants in finds his way in, tries to kill the only person that can get him in, and then once he's in there, there's nothing, but he's very excited about it.
It's like, it's better than I've ever imagined. And there's just nothing. There's floating rocks.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's not like it was the Room of Requirement where you're like, dang, there's some cool stuff in here. It was just like, you're in a pitch black zone with a little bit of illumination from rocks that float. And he was like, wow. Yes.
Can't wait. Thanks so much for this is my life journey.
Spoilers, I'll never watch it. Fun fact. So I told my girlfriend yesterday that that's what we were going to watch. I'm like, hey, this is what we're going to go watch. And she's like, I don't want to go see that. I'm like, I don't either. But this is the new movie that's out. So that's what we're going to see.
I will say visually it was fun. Like there was some visually fun stuff to like so.
Where
as,
most of it was very poor CGI with the
as visually
harshest blue screen background.
Dude, I'm not going to disagree with you there. As visually fun as anything that's coming out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. There was some bad CGI, faux show. I noticed that. But in terms of like cool vehicles, cool guns, cool spaceships, cool this, cool lasers, cool colors, cool costumes. It had all that.
Well, so in the games are all cell shaded and stuff like that. Everything looks like it belongs together. This movie was like they piled up some trash heaps with bicycles and stuff in it. They stacked some cargo containers, and then they just shotgun CGI everywhere else. And the people in the foregrounds and the real garbage heaps did not mesh well against any of the blue screen background anything. And with a movie that's whatever the budget on this was,
$115 million.
That's it. Well, I'm sure they could have. When you have Godzilla -1 at 13 million, you can do better. You know.
Agreed.
I did not think that any of it was visually appealing. Especially when they got into the fight scenes and it was just like
some of the fight scenes,
hordes of people, and they were like shooting into them, and a guy would fall down, but all these people were just unhurt. There's no you don't see a lot of the actual violence in it.
No,
right?
there's just guns going off, and then I guess bad guys are not they're not continuing to come forward.
There's more than one part where they fire automatic weapons into a horde of people, and those people all still stand there with nothing amiss. There, there's parts where grenades go off, and there's 0 damage to anyone or
people
anything.
Just like go, yay! Away from explosions.
Like they throw a grenade into a group of people. 2 people just lay down, and then none of the surrounding area, items, or other people are harmed in any way. I don't.
It's the movies.
I've seen a lot of excuses about it, like the stunt
Well,
directors.
it's like a movie. It's like a video game where you blow a grenade and you don't die. You
guess.
respawn, and the terrain is just still intact. I don't know.
Yeah. The story didn't make sense. The movie did not look good. The continuity is not there. The pacing is god awful.
It was all over the place.
I don't really have anything positive to say. But the thing about it is, sorry about the skipping around. I'm just like the movie. I told her neither one of us wanted to watch it. After we got out of this movie, she goes, I wasn't quite sure what we were going to watch, but I knew I didn't want to and that it was going to be bad. And then once we got there and we watched it and I saw what it was much worse than what I thought it would be.
I didn't think it was. I still, again, I'm in a movie. I'm having a good time. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite for sure. For sure.
I mean, there wasn't any like real big bads, or there wasn't any real challenges. There was no consequences. Anytime someone's like, oh, you're going to die. And they're like, I'll be right back.
Velvet Santa on Twitch just said, the octopus was the scariest part. Which funny is, I know you're referencing the Goonies, which they cut the octopus scene out of the movie for the theatrical release. And then that scene where he said the octopus was the scariest part still got left in. So people are like, what's that talking about? Is he lying? Is he whatever? But what you don't know, Velvet Santa, is there was an octopus in this movie, and like twice. So, and it was the scariest part. So there you go. Accurate, but you didn't know what you were even saying. Beelzebub Ding Dong says, I don't know the difference between Borderlands and Fallout. Honestly, at this point, you could watch the movies and they're very adjacent.
Borderlands is
There's a lot more science fiction.
Another planet. Yeah. Aliens. Fallout is
post-nuclear. Post-nuclear here. So, okay, well, that's Borderlands. And now it's time to tell you what the box office roundup was.
Not pants-worthy for Velvet Santa.
Okay, gotcha. Not pants-worthy. So Jake's going to give you the top 10 movies in America, throwing in some international numbers there where we need to. From the past weekend, August 9th through 11th, 2024. We'll start with number 10 and work our way up the scale here. And take it away, Jake.
Yeah, coming in at number 10, Longlegs, still holding in there. Dropped from the number 7 spot, but still in the top 10, 5 weeks out. Brought another 1.9 million, 71.2. I've met people that really like this movie.
Okay.
My friend over at our local Warhammer store, he really wants me to watch this so that I can talk to him about Longlegs. There are people that really like it. So that's there.
I'm not one of them.
Number 9.
I fell asleep for part of that movie. That's how exciting it was.
Cuckoo brought in $3 million in its opening week. That's that like Norwegian thriller.
Yeah, I mentioned
weird
it a little
movie.
bit last week, I think. Yeah.
I'm surprised that wasn't the one that you went and watched.
I don't think there was any good showtimes for it.
Yeah. It didn't have a lot of showtimes. We had it, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And at number 8, Harold and the Purple Crown, $3 million brought in by that Crayon.
Cran.
Harold and the Purple Crayon, $3 million, bringing it to 12.8 in its second week out. Only made another 2.6 across the globe. So not a lot going on for that one. And at number 7, wow, dropping out of the top half, Inside Out 2, $4.8 million brought in by that one in its 9th week out. It's brought in 636.3 in the U.S., another 960 across the world.
Billion just outside of the U.S.
1.6 billion bucks brought in by Inside Out 2. And I'm maybe after D23, that one we might see it go up next week because everyone's like, hey.
And they're doing a spin-off series, and they're like, we need more money.
Yep. And then at number 6, dropping out of the top 3, Trap, $6.6 million brought in by that one for its second week, bringing it up to a gross of $28.6 million bucks for M. Night Shyamalan's new movie.
It's not bad. Everybody's trying to rip it. It's not bad.
Didn't you kind of rip it a little bit?
I ripped it a little bit, but I didn't say it was a bad movie.
Because it was just the Eras tour, but M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I said it had too much of his daughter singing songs, but the cut all that out and it wasn't bad.
And at number 5, Despicable Me 4, $7.98 million brought in by that one, 6th week out. It's accrued $330 million here in the U.S., another $478 across the globe. So $807 million brought in by that one. Not bad for a non-Disney movie.
I know.
How about it?
Get out, Universal.
And then opening at the number 4 spot, Borderlands, $8.6 million. Wow, I saw that they said it was at $10 million. It's less than what that was. That must have been a projection. I did read an article that said it's on track to be the largest flop in cinema history.
Yeah. Well, move over, Waterworld.
Hey, Waterworld's not a bad movie.
No, it's not a bad movie, but...
But explain to me how the smokers kept getting paper for their cigarettes and tobacco.
I don't know.
Yeah, if there's no plants. If there's no plants, how are they growing all the tobacco? And then... just above Borderlands here at number 3, Twisters, that you can watch at home tomorrow with extra stuff. $15 million brought in its 4th week, bringing its total up to $222.2 million in the U.S., $88 million across the globe. It's grossed over $300 million worldwide, and it'll probably do okay on VOD, I imagine. And then at number 2, It Ends With Us brought in $50 million in its opening week. Another $30 million across the globe, $80 million. I saw that it has like a reported budget of somewhere around $30 million.
If that.
Yeah, if that. And I saw one thing that said I talked about earlier, tripled its budget in 3 days. So who would have guessed that? Good for it. Ryan Reynolds and his wife both just killing it in the box office right now. And speaking of Ryan Reynolds holding the number 1 spot with Deadpool and Wolverine.
It actually opened in 100 more theaters this week.
Dang.
Yeah.
How can the large Disney release get more?
They're just
theaters?
finding more theaters. Go, you theater, carry this.
Yeah.
And they're like, fine.
Yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine brought another $54 million in its 3rd week out. $494 million in the U.S., $536 everywhere else. It has crossed the $1 billion.
Rated R billion.
Yeah, the biggest rated R movie ever.
I think. Yeah, let me do some clicking here.
If not,
yep, it is official. It is. It has just beat the pants off of Passion of the Christ.
Wow,
So,
there was enough beating being done in that movie already.
yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine $1 billion club in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Highest grossing rated R movie ever. It was the largest rated R opening. Now it's the highest grossing.
$1 billion.
Out there just killing it. You know what? In the Disney D23 sizzle reel, it has Hugh Jackman's Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine saying the F word. But they did
Did they bleep it?
they half bleeped it and they put the Deadpool logo over his mouth. But they only half bleeped it. So
Oh my gosh.
but it's big enough that Disney's even like,
I mean, if you guys want us to say the F word, I guess if you're gonna give us $1 billion, we'll F word.
I mean, Disney's out here making The Exorcist. And
Disney's out here making the money.
how about
They
it?
don't-
The highest grossing rated R movie ever, brought to you by Disney.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's your box office roundup right there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's another week. We will see you next week, probably talking about Alien Romulus. And yeah, are you gonna go see anything else or just Alien?
I'm gonna see what comes out. I don't really feel like watching that Alien because it does look more like a jump scare, the movie.
Spooky times.
Well, I mean, the trailer alone shows 3 facehugger jump scares, right? I don't need that in my life. But I will probably look and see if there's a good Indian movie out there. There wasn't this week, otherwise I would have watched that. But I'll definitely find something to watch.
Well, then we're going to get out of here. For those of you on Twitch, we're going to stick around a few minutes after the show and open up some fun surprises sent to us by one of our viewers. But for the rest of you guys, we're signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe and download this podcast if you want to just listen to the audio of it. Wherever it is you download your podcast, share it, tell your friends. Get the gang on board and spread the love of the drive-in speaker box. And with that, we will see you guys next week.
See you.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.
Go righty then. Turning this up. I like how we have the most YouTube viewers that we've had the whole show right now at the end of the show. Like,
Maybe that's just the time. Maybe what's on TV from
I don't know.
8 to 9 that keeps people busy. Do people still have TV? I don't know any
I like how
younger people that
how
have cable.
Bizzle Bubba Ding Dong over here in the comments on Twitch trying to be like a cool guy, like he doesn't know your name. Like we didn't just say it. He's like Mustache Man. We both have Mustache Man.
Yeah, we do. We're both mustache men now. Well, I guess.
Learn our names, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's how
Well,
hard
you
is
have
that?
you now have the avant-garde, and I got this Balbo going. So
Yeah,
neither one of us are
did a-
mustaches. It's partial beards.
Okay, well, as promised, we're gonna open 2 more
One is clearly more dominant.
VHS from the gift box that Velvet Santa sent us. So yeah, we're gonna do. There's the J number 5, and here's the B number 5. Gonna open these guys up. Sounds like a VHS. Let's see.
Hold on. Yeah, which one? What am I guessing?
Are you trying to guess what it is?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that because they're kind of related sometimes.
Yeah.
They're the Yahoo Serious movies. I have Young Einstein.
What's the other
and
one?
you have the other one. Yeah, I don't.
Let's see how close you are.
Oh, not even Velvet Santa knows.
No, Time Machine for me. Of
mine
course,
doesn't.
you know I like Guy Pearce movies. So okay,
Dude.
time travel. There we go. That's the theme.
That's
the
the
Time
theme.
Machine.
Black Knight, man.
Guy Pearce, and then the Black Knight with.
Remember when this movie
Martin
came
Lawrence.
out and it was like big entertainment.
I do.
Top entertainment.
I mean, it is the premiere series from 20th Century
you
Fox.
remember when
on-
Martin Lawrence was like almost king of the world there? Like,
or at least king of this like tower.
dude, but well, like Blue Streak.
Oh yeah. No, Martin
Black
Lawrence was
Knight.
everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one doesn't have any stickers on it. This is just a straight up VHS, not from a rental store. Does yours have any discerning marks?
No.
When was this? 1990. When was this movie?
It's broke.
2002? No fucking way. This was 2000.
That's a bummer.
2002? They were still putting out VHS in 2002? Good lord. For real? No.
I wonder if it'll get stuck in my VCR with it being broke like that.
When was yours made? What do we got? 20th Century Fox. 2002? 2001. Jesus Christ. They're still making those things? 2007 was the last year for major releases.
That's not when this movie came out, though, was
Wow,
it?
Jesus. Yeah. Beelzebub, I just started watching tonight, so I forgot your names or Warcraft handles or whatever. Oh, so cool! like, my name is Beelzebub Ding Dong, and I'm watching Twitch.
Hey.
But I'm so cool that I'm gonna make fun of Warcraft. Come on, dude, just be a nerd with the rest of us.
Don't be a nerd, man. There's
No,
nothing
it's
cool about
totally
being a
a
nerd. Warhammer handles
Pretend
would
that
be
he's
cool.
not a nerd. Good
Say
lord.
Warcraft or Warhammer? Warcraft. I only ever played Warcraft like once.
Warcraft. It's Bo and Jake. We say it twice at the end of every show. And you like watch every week, man. So come on. A little respect.
I don't mind the Time Machine. This
No,
this
it's a good
version of
movie.
it.
I enjoyed this.
I don't know that I would say it's a good movie,
But
but
they're both good.
it's fun.
Well,
I did not realize that it was old Guy Pearce in that movie when I watched it forever ago.
It's kind of weird.
It's hard to think that Black Knight came out in 2001, though.
I know.
Also, yeah, DVDs had taken over because I remember episode 1 of Star Wars being like one of the last like VHSs, and you got the extended pod race scene if you
Now
got the
that's
DVD.
Extended pod racing.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Well, I guess that's it. I got to
That's
get out of
okay.
here. He's got some work he's got to get to. I got to type some stuff and upload this podcast. But let's see. Night Owl, she said she redeemed a sip a while back. I don't know what else to do with all these channel points. Good call. I don't have any booze on hand, so I'll owe you that one. Yeah, my bad. I usually have some within arm reach, but I just don't have any right now. We're running low on stock. But anyway, yeah, thanks for tuning in. I owe you one next week, Night Owlishly. I'll make sure that there's a sip of something up here, and we will catch you on the flip. So
See ya.
bye, y'all.